The bandsaw has this little marker for measuring how big you want the tube, but it always just blends in. How they colored? So now the bandsaw measuring marker is nice and colourful. So now it will look a lot less like a bit of scrap steel tube, and I've got the measuring tool much more visible.
This blue tape needs changing out for red tape because I don't want anyone parking anything in the entrance to welding. I've changed the tape. It looks a lot better when I found it. Thank you very much.
Didn't do it before, but here's the after. Just replace some of the tape markings so they're getting a bit worn out. Thank you.
Right before these ID655 boxes for the T-backs, I didn't have that location for them, so I'm going to prove that. Right, now I've proved it. Now thanks to Jake, now got a label saying ID655 boxes and where we stuck it from, and also got a cam band for it. Now it's good standard. Thank you.
An improvement for Damien here. So he has a pack of chisels here. They were just sitting in this little pouch. So what we've done is we've designed a new tool wall attachment, and it can just hold all 5 of them nicely spaced apart, and they all sit very nicely in there, very easy to take in and out. So here's a little improvement. So Jake made that for me, and then he also put through a cam band, or a XL2 cam band. I believe it's like a lid that goes on top of there. So I'm going to put that on there now instead of just having that at the bottom. Here it is. Thank you very much, Jake, for having that made up for me. Now go on here. Put that on there, so when we run out, you know where to restock. Thank you very much.
Going to redo the top of this trolley when you're improvement. There you go, nice and premium.
This will be a multi-step improvement, so we've got to find room for this VHB tape, so it's some strong double-sided tape to stick things in the office, but I need to make some room. So I've identified the hole punch as the item that can go, so that can go over onto the stationary tool wall, but I need to do some reordering to make a bit more space. So I did a quick 3S here, so the hole punch has now been moved over to the other shelf. I've also removed the Gugon scraping tool. We've not actually used it since it's been up there, so it doesn't really belong on here anymore because this is for frequently used items. I've reordered these, so the glue dots were next to the tape and they used to clash into it. They're quite big, they're quite bulky. So I put the scissors in between them, it's a thinner item, it's now a lot easier to access and it gives me the space I need to install these. And here it is all finished, so I've got the physical barrier there, got the cam band mounted to that, got a label on your attachment, and here's one currently in use.
Okay, so our pallet packing trolley, so when we designed this, we designed these little bits at the bottom to be able to hold the shrink wrap, but at the time we actually had the smaller shrink wrap. They've now gone back and reverted back to the bigger shrink wrap, which now means they don't fit in, so we're just going to get this sorted. Okay, so the units we had underneath were a little bit too small, so all I've done is made some new brackets to go underneath, so now the bigger shrink wrap will slide straight underneath and hold in place, stopping the struggle.
Just going to finish off a few labels that I left out last time. And there's the after. Thanks to Jake for making all these nice labels. Thank you.
At the moment, when I reach for a grinder, all the wires I keep getting caught and tangled up. So I'm going to do something to try and sort that out. So I moved the grinder holders in front of the table, which makes it a lot easier to grab the grinders. And it also means that all these cables aren't getting pulled up. But for that I had to move this extensively from that post back there over here. So on a temporary measure it's cable tied on there. Now I noticed that all the cables are getting caught on the bottom of the leg, so I then cable tied them to the leg, and I'll sort out a more permanent solution later. Thank you.
The cardboard at the frameola areas got a little bit wild. There's a bit more overstock than needed. Just like up here, it's a bit hard to grab. I'll see if I can't do something to reorganise this. Here's the after. All the cardboard's been stocked back nicely as it should be. by getting rid of everything that was in the way. It turns out there should have been a cam band pulled that wasn't, so I can get that sorted now. It's looking a lot tidier. And now over here I've got an area where all the overstock of cardboard for the summer is organised. We've got our card strips which are used at the frameola and the bracket desk there. We've got our 6-inch and 4-inch frameola wraps there. I won't make any signage yet just because I don't know if this will last long enough in the summer, but for now that's a lot better from some time free-essing. Thank you.
Quite often get asked for the size of screws that are required for things, or the size of the screw holes. So Jake's just laminated this record card for me, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start keeping a list of the ones I get asked of the most. Thank you very much.
So I printed and laminated this so that if you need me to do anything, just fill it out. You can choose photo, photography or other, just because people keep asking me to do stuff and I keep forgetting. Well, because there's a lot of different random stuff. So yeah, the official You Need Jordan to-do list.
On our stationery wall here we have these labels, but as you can see one's missing, and that's because they're not actually stuck in with anything, so they keep falling out. So I'm going to fix that. This is the after. I've stuck all the labels down as they won't move and replaced the one that was missing so they won't fall out now. Thank you Jake for your help.
Basically just follow on for this season improvement. So Jake has kindly made us this sign, so it tells you where to restock from, and it tells you where to put the cam band from upstairs when you go and pick the pallet and bring it back down.
Little improvement in here to, again, I had some water dripping in here through the shutter, so I just glued up that seal in here, so that should have prevented this from getting in. I was also storing the heat inside, make it all better. Thank you very much.
Previously I'd keep one box of cleaning rags behind the Laser One with a QR code above it, and I would just order as and when needed. I actually ran out, so I decided to instead replace that system with a 2-bin system. That way I can ensure there's always stock of rags, reducing the chances of running out. I've also added a tally chart behind each of the lasers. That way I can keep track of how many lenses I'm using on each machine. So if I end up using a lot of lenses on one particular machine, we know that that machine needs a little bit of tuning. Thanks to Jake for making tally charts for me, and thanks to Marius for powder coating the pen holders.
It's a great job everyone, thanks very much.